Essay on Quaid-e-Azam 2000 words. Quaid-e-Azam is the most outstanding leader of our history during the establishment of Pakistan. He was remembered as an influential leader who brought Islam from slumber by calling for Muslims to live according to Islam's teaching without Hindu influence. His real name was Muhammad Ali Jinnah. He was born into wealth on 25th December 1876 near Karachi, where he spent most days reading books about law at home. He collected all the Muslims on one platform. He created a spirit of unity and fought against Hindus and the British. His battle was peaceful, but his enemies tried to purchase him with money instead of asking for peace or any other form of negotiation that would have ended in compromise rather than bloodshed. He remained unyielding when faced by these offers, which often included large sums from wealthy merchants as well as promises from higher officials who Britain himself had appointed. A man filled with great determination, Jinnah worked very hard for Pakistan despite his failing health, even making numberless speeches demanding separation into an independent state where Islam could be practiced freely without fear under appropriate legislation guided not only towards Muslim but also their Hindu counterparts to according to equality before the law itself. Essay on Qaid-e-Azam. Muhammad Ali Jinnah is the founder of Pakistan. He was a great leader with an ambitious vision for his people and their land, which he never stopped fighting to make happen, even from behind prison bars in London during World War II. Born on December 25th, 1876 in Karachi, Mr. Punja Jinnah, eldest son, grew up being groomed as heir apparent by both parents. Tough, it would be ultimately his father who sent him off at age 16 to study law abroad, first England, then later Lincoln, in where Muhammad passed bar at law before returning home only 2 years later, feeling fully qualified to take over managing family business interest when necessary, but also ready open own legal practice if desired. Upon return, Muhammad Ali Jinnah became one of. After 4 years of exile in London, Muhammad Ali Jinnah returned to his Mumbai law firm. He quickly became a successful lawyer and by 19,000 was 90,000 1900 was appointed magistrate for the Asian presidency. During this time, he noticed that while both Hindus and Muslims were united against England, it seems like Hindu leaders had their interests at heart rather than those of Indian as a whole. To join other Indian groups who shared similar belief about British colonization, namely Muslim ones. Quaid-e-Azam left behind practicing law on behalf of Indians living abroad, a job which would be crucial later, so that he would take up leadership position among organizations whose goals aligned more closely with what came to from Pakistan identity. The Qaid-e-Azam, or great leader, was a human rights activist who dedicated his life to the liberation of Muslim Pakistan. He worked for Muslims in India and pre- presented their concern with 14th eloquent point rejected by Congress. His effort did not go unrewarded. After enduring many hardships, he remained steadfast in achieving freedom for Muslim people known as East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. During this time, Qaid's speeches affirmed all aspects of what would become an independent state: its culture, language, economy, everything from top to bottom. Muhammad Ali Jinnah was a thin and lean man, but he had great qualities of head and heart. He overcame his frail body with determination, courage, faithfulness to the cause for which Pakistan would be created, namely that there should never again exist in this world any discrimination against Muslims on account of their being followers of Islam or because they live in a part of the world called Asia. Nor will anyone have power evermore to humiliate them as long as they discipline faith. Muhammad Ali Jinnah possessed all three attributes: unity, discipline, and faith. This drove him day after day towards achieving his goal, a Muslim country where people are treated equally regardless if they were religious or not. He had a powerful, resolute voice and unshakable sense of conviction. An impossible man. Gandhi called him then. The Pakistan Resolution was drafted at Minar Pakistan in Lahore in 1934, which was the backbone for Pakistan freedom struggled. He died on September 11, 1948. Thank you very much.